Alright, we are back with some more CZN, and we are going to be going over not just full kit that they did reveal in the live stream. So we're going to go all over her cards. Well, hold up, that came out kind of crazy. We're going to go over all her cards, all her epiphanies as well. Also, we're going to see her partner, how her partner works, what are the mechanics looking like. Also, her potentials as well. Then into her dupes, and that'll probably be it for the whole full kit reveal. This is the old lobby screen, it seems, because it seems like they did nerf it a little bit. So this was the one they showed us a while ago, and I think the newer one is just the top is a lot is just covering a lot more. So yeah, it seems like lobby screen got nerfed a little bit. As you can see here, this is the one on the live stream. Now I don't know if it's like a full animation. I don't know if she like pulls it up or something, but yeah, this is what it's looking like now, which is still fine, I guess. Okay, so before we get into her card, she does seem to have some special keywords, or whatever you want to call it. So she has this thing called Honed Edge, where it increases defense damage amount of attack cards by 20% for 1 turn, max 3 stacks. She also has another Honed Edge plus, but for some reason it had the same description, so I don't know if that was just a typo. She had another one called Incinerate, an effect that is activated when this card is exhausted. Obviously, when we go through a kit, you're going to understand the whole exhaust thing with her. These are her starting 8 cards. Obviously, the typical 3 basic cards. Then we have Hue, which is a very interesting card. There's a lot to it, which we're going to get into. And obviously, her other cards down here: Experience Strike, Fatal Strike, Counterblade, and Fighting Spirit. So before we get into the epiphanies of Hue, I just wanted to show you guys this. So this is kind of how Hue is going to work. As you can see, there's a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 of it. It also has unique exhaust ephemeral. I believe one of them also has initiation, if I'm not mistaken. But you can see the defense based damage is really high. Obviously, unique means you could only have one of them. Exhaust means once you use the card, it is gone for the rest of the battle. Ephemeral, I believe if it's in your hand and you don't use it, it will exhaust basically. And obviously this one has retain, which means it will literally stay in your hand until used. But this is not how all of the hues are going to work. There's different variants of them. As you guys can see here, these are the epiphanies. So you have Hue Ironclad, you have Hue Extreme. Extreme, I think, is the one that goes up to level 5 and it has like an insane high multiplier. And then we have Hue Flash. Then we have Hue Massacre. Then we have Hue Ambush, right? So as you can see, initiation, 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 initiation. And it seems like all of them have unique on it as well. And they also, well, some of them have retain on it. And, you know, you also got ignition on this one actually. And exhaust. So, yeah, there's a lot with the Hue one that's going on. But I think... But yeah, it is pretty cool how this works. But I just know that Extreme goes to a very high percentage, like over 1000%. But it actually goes up to level 5. So yeah, if you want to have that big like nuke hit, Hue Extreme might be the way to go. Next up we have is Experience Strike. These are the epiphanies. So the first one is 252% defense based damage, 20% damage based shield, increased damage amount of exhaust cards by 30% for 1 turn. Pretty nice. Then another one is 252. Okay, pretty much the same as the first one. If a card was exhausted this turn, increased damage amount of this card by 30% for 1 turn until used. Okay, so increased damage amount of exhaust cards by 30%. This one you could increase. So this one's like you could increase the card exhaust cards, but this one you could increase your own Experience Strike card. Okay, then we have another one, same percentages it seems. Increase shield gain amount of skill cards by 30% for 1 turn. Whatever, I guess. The next one we have is 168% defense based damage, 20% damage based shield, plus 60% damage amount for each exhaust card in hand. Okay, and the last one is same percentages as the first two, 20% hair as well. For 1 turn when an exhaust card is activated, 1 counter attack. So she does have a counter attack mechanic in her kit. She does have a lot, to be fair, right? She does have a lot that she could do. Next one we're gonna get into is Fatal Strike. The first one, 252% defense base damage, increased damage amount by 30% for each cost of the highest cost exhaust card in hand, then exhaust that card. Yeah, she's got a lot of exhaust mechanics going on. Next one, a cost 2 attack card, 312% defense base damage, increased damage amount by 20% for each cost of the highest cost card in hand. Then the middle one, 5 cost. Yeah, 5 AP, bro. Insane. Skill card, unique ignition retain, change hue in hand to its final level. That's interesting. So, because if you have the extreme one where you have to get to level 5, this one card can literally take it all the way to level 5, but it does cost 5 AP, so you're gonna have to run maybe an AP generator or someone that could dumb down the cost of this card. But yeah, the fourth one, cost 1 skill, exhaust 2 random exhaust cards of other combatants in hand. For each card exhausted through this ability, increase damage amount of the next used attack card of this unit by 30% until used. Very interesting, you know. So it seems like she could do a whole lot of exhaust, and if exhaust is happening, it's gonna benefit her a lot. She could increase her damage as well. She's got a counter attack mechanic. She's got a very high percentage with hues. Fairly insane, man. I feel like there's a lot of ways you could build her if you want. This one is an attack card. It has retain on it, 252% defense base damage, increased damage amount by 80% for each ally owning counter attack. Obviously, for each ally owning counter attack, well, if you run her with 3 vanguards, that's 2 other allies, right? And if they have both have counter attack, then I guess it will stack, right? But it's not like a continuous stack. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I wonder if she probably won't count. It does say ally. The next one we have is Counterblade. This is an upgrade card on all Epiphanies, also a unique on all Epiphanies as well. So when a card is exhausted, 1 honed edge, the honed edge is what we talked about. It basically gives a buffed damage. Increased damage gain, increased shield gain amount by 15% when shield is gained through an ability, 1 honed edge. Initiation on this one, when shield is gained through an ability, 1 honed edge. This one, when counter attack is gained, 1 honed edge plus. So unfortunately, when they did click on this to see what 1 honed edge plus was, it did have the same writing as the typical honed edge. So I'm guessing with honed edge, it's just gonna be maybe a higher damage percentage. Then the last one, at the start of the turn, activate hue in hand 1 time, and that's pretty much for it for all her cards and Epiphanies. Then here we have her ultimate, 250% defense base damage to all enemies, plus 50% damage amount for each point of the combined cost of the 2 highest cost cards, then exhaust those cards. Obviously defense base damage, of course, and the animation is actually really beautiful. Here we have her potentials. Her first proficiency is plus 30% damage amount to slash cards. That is her 2 basic cards, and adds the following effect: increased damage amount of exhaust cards by 15% for 1 turn. Yeah, Serennial, because the homing lasers are exhaust, and if you have the build where you just get a ton of homing lasers, yeah, that 15% alongside with Naja's buff that she could do as well with the veracity and predation. Oh my god, bro. Is Serennial just getting even more crazier when she's already broken in the game? Like, bro, increased damage amount of exhaust cards by 15%. And it doesn't have like a limit on how many cards, just for 1 turn. And hey, if you got your Serennial built, you know you could pop off a lot of homing lasers in 1 turn. And obviously you have the basic and stuff here. This is crit chance and crit damage as well. So yeah, she doesn't have defense on her, even though she's a vanguard. Her one is straight up crit chance, crit damage. This is her other proficiency, plus 5% damage amount to 9 slash, and if 9's defense is greater than 250, add an additional plus 5% to the modifier. I mean, I don't know if anyone's really gonna want to waste the materials for this one. It seems like it's becoming the norm with the basic card proficiency to just literally skip it. So I don't know if in the future they could change this and just make it better, or make it just cost like a very low amount of materials. I don't know, man, what they could really do with it, because let's be honest, when we're building our characters, we usually take away the basic cards unless we're building like Malin or someone that actually needs their basic cards. So yeah, I feel like they might need to, you know, change some of these on characters because it's just becoming pointless now. Now, her unique stat upgrade: if Nine's defense is greater than 300 plus 5% order attribute damage amount, and for every 10 defense exceeding 300, add an additional plus 2% to the modifier, up to an additional plus 10%. So I'm guessing you're going to need 400 defense, which shouldn't be too hard to get. It shouldn't be too hard to get. The next up, we do have her dupes. So the first one is targets may be selected for attack with the Fighting Spirit card. So Fighting Spirit card is one of her cards, of course. Over here, activate one highest cost attack card of this unit in hand, then exhaust those cards. Oh, so it says targets may be selected for attack with the Fighting Spirit card. Okay, so that's her first dupe. Not too crazy. If you're going for dupes, you're probably gonna want to exceed past one, because the first one is whatever. The second one, at the start of battle, create one exploit opening card. Exploit opening does 1 vulnerable and 1 tenacity damage. Damn, they had to add the tenacity damage as well. That's just even better for Sereno, man. The exploit opening is this one. So it has exhaust 2, retrieve, retain. Exhaust 2 basically means you could use the card 2 times before it exhausts. Retrieve means once you use the card, it will come back into your hand straight away, and retain obviously means it stays in your hand if not used. And yeah, I basically just explained it. 1 vulnerable and 1 tenacity damage. So it doesn't have initiation on it. It does have retain, so you can just keep it in your hand. It does seem like you might want to use this once you get her extreme on level 5, just so you could have a bigger nuke, because you're going to have that vulnerable on the enemy. Next up, we got her third dupe. Plus 150% damage amount to Reflection 0 and plus 50% damage amount to the modifier for the combined cost of the 2 highest cost cards effect. Whatever as well. Her second dupe is not that bad. It's pretty nice, I would say, especially if you want to, you know, well, the vulnerable is always going to be nice because it's going to allow you to do more damage, but obviously with her nuking that she could do with Hugh, that vulnerable could be pretty nice, but I wouldn't say is must get. I feel like it's another character you could skip on dupes. Her fourth one, when 9's cards are exhausted, gain 1 improvisation equal to the cost of that card. Improvisation plus 50% defense based damage amount to 9's attack card for 1 turn, max 3 stacks. That's obviously gonna be a big bonus because it says max 3 stacks. If 1 stack is 50%, yeah, 150. But then again, you could get that. Well, you can't get 150, but like someone like Naja could give you 100% defense based damage. 9 already buffs her own damage a crazy amount as well on some of her cards. It is pretty nice. Level 5 we skipped over because it's just a typical level up your basic uniques and all that stuff. When Hue cards are activated, inflict 15% of the damage dealt to the target as fixed damage. Cool. I'm gonna be honest, you don't need to get dupes for her. I think she's gonna work perfectly fine and still be insanely good without any dupes at all. You don't really need dupes. Like, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna always say just wait until seasonal characters come out and just go get dupes for them, man. And I don't think there's gonna be any seasonal characters in season 2. Apparently they're actually trying to put the seasonal in seasonal. Like, so I think Sereno was seasonal because it was around Christmas time and stuff like that. So yeah, it seems like they might be doing it like that, which is going to be interesting. I thought there was going to be 1 seasonal character every season, but it seems like it might not, which I think is good for free-to-play players as well. The next one we have is her partner, and let me just start off with saying how dope her partner looks. Like, she looks good, bro. She looks good. She's not as blessed as all the other characters, it seems, but she still look good. So yeah, man, like usually I want to skip partners, but they make their partners so dope and like pretty cool that I kind of just want to get them. So her passive, high maintenance, increase the assigned combatant's defense by 8 to 16%. Really good, really universal as well, which is nice. When an exhaust card of the assigned combatant is exhausted or activated, Increase defense based damage amount for the next attack card used by 20 to 40%, max 1 stack. When an exhaust card of the assigned combatant is exhausted or activated. This might not be that universal on Vanguard characters. I don't know what other Vanguard characters have exhaust cards, which kind of sucks, but obviously for 9 is amazing, right? That's crazy percentages right there. The next one is when a 2 cost or higher card of the assigned combatant is exhausted, gain 100 to 200% fixed shield 1 time per turn. This could, this is pretty nice, just to get that little extra shield just from a passive. I think is pretty cool. And obviously she does have some high cost cards, and if you're using her with certain other characters, then it could work nice. Obviously Celestial as well could work really nice with 9 and other units, so that's something that could work well, to be fair. Ego skill, if you require assistance, 250% defense based damage and 5 caustic remarks. So yeah, the thing about that defense based damage that I was talking about when we were talking about Gaia, right? Gaia has this, and obviously if you do have characters that could increase your defense based damage, it also goes up on the partners too. So if you want to get this to a higher percentage, it could work too. Caustic remarks is a debuff. Increased damage amount taken by 20%, and if owner's shield increased by an additional oh my god, that is insane. If you use this, wait, hold up, if you use Naja's whole thing of making the enemy take increased defense based damage, you got veracity and predation stacked up. Then you use what was the card again for 9? The level 5 extreme, and you use this just before it. Then you use if you have her second dupe, you use the vulnerable thing. Then you nuke with that high ass 1200%. Oh my god, I wonder how crazy she could hit for. That would be insane, man. That would be really insane. That's gonna be it for her full kit review. Seems like it's gonna be a really fun unit. Seems like she's gonna be really insane, and she's definitely bringing some DPS to the Vanguard suit. Seems like she's gonna be able to work with a lot of characters, and I think there's definitely gonna be someone out there that nukes for a crap ton with that extreme on level 5, because of all the things you could do to buff her damage, especially with her partner. If you do get the second dupe as well, that card could come in nicely too. It is definitely a very interesting character. I think she's going to be fun to play with, and I can't wait until she comes out. We're going to summon for her, but probably going to get a partner as well, because the partner looks damn good. And yeah, that's going to be it from me for the full kit review. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, run up. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.
to you